Hello, hobbyists! Welcome back to Motion RC Live, episode 2 of 2021. And yeah, at the beginning there, so it was a little sized wrong. That was on Alex there, but he resized it right. But if you've missed the Roban stuff, Roban is now available for you EU customers. So check motionrc.eu, check the Roban section. We got a container in of Roban products. More of that's going to be coming. So all you heli enthusiasts overseas, you can finally start enjoying Roban products, at least from us. I'm sure there were other places to get them over time, but that's awesome, and it's something that I'm still, would love to get into, but I know nothing about setting up a heli. I've tried with smaller ones, but there's just so much going on that it's tough. But hopefully in the future we'll get somebody that's just heli orientated so that we can start making more heli stuff. Usually we visit these events, and that's where we find our heli guys, and we film people flying helis to get that heli content. That's the best way to do it for us. But no
events.
That wasn't happening in 2020, and we'll see how that's going to happen in 2021 going forward. And then you got Jeremy Salt. I see you in there. That was him and his son. If you missed the very beginning, him and his son. He gifted a F-14 to his son for Christmas, I believe. So it didn't come from Santa. It came from Papa Jeremy, and that's the two of them doing a tandem F-14 flight. I mean, the kid, I think he's 10 now, if Jeremy. I think he was 8 when he was at Jonal when we were there, so he's probably 10 or 9.
That's crazy.
Flying
So
a swing wing F-14 that scares off a lot of people. So that's awesome. That's really awesome to see that, and hopefully, again, if you got a son, daughter, whatever, to share that with your kid and be able to do that, let them that he likes it. That's the hardest part. Like, I don't want to force this on my child. I try to nudge him. So hopefully, I just want him to enjoy it himself eventually, so that he just enjoys it and doesn't feel like I'm forcing it on him. So again, for today's show, what do we got? There was a lot of community content, so that's where we're gonna start this week. We got out to fly. I'll just say I had one of those days yesterday, and nothing seemed to go right. I went out with 4 things, this being one of them, and one of them came home just fine. So we'll eventually show you some of that other stuff. We didn't have a chance to to put that in today, but let's just say I have to replace the retracts on my Nexa P40. I flew it 4 times beautifully, but then of course when we go to do the flight video, my landing was not the best. So it was just the retracts, at least. That'll be fixed, and then we'll get out and do that. And I'll definitely show you. I did the old, stalled it a little too high over the runway, and just sort of, it hit. It wasn't that high, but when it hit, it just, poof, just blew out the plastic on the retract. So it was like, oh man, everything else was great. But we'll definitely show it in due time, probably next week. Matt M, when we're ready, we will be ready. That was a great new release. I give them credit for that. It was awesome. I see a lot of people loved it. The Butcher Bird, fantastic option to go with. And what I like about that one, and I'll say it quick, is that I just checked the scale. 1480 millimeter wingspan is 7th scale, so they're 1500, and with the Flightline Spitfire, 1600 millimeter is 7th scale, or 1610 millimeters would be exactly 7th scale, so they pair up beautifully. So now you got something to chase around with your other stuff. But we'll eventually get there, trust me. We've got our new stuff. It's only the 2nd week of the new year, so we'll have our week, and we'll let you know. Obviously, we'll send out, we'll send out the bat signal, if you will, when this show is going to be debuting something brand new, and this will be where we show it. So you know how it goes here, but that's awesome. T33. Yeah, T33 was a hit in just the way it flies. I actually, again, when they both came out, I preferred the Camo German one. I'd never seen anything like it. I liked the interesting. It was different, so I was excited to get this one. I hadn't flown it in a while, so it was good to get out with it. I did a couple flights where I had the FPV, so I'll show you when we get there on the sidebar, but I flew it line of sight and just let Alex watch through the camera. I want to make sure there was no signal breakup or anything, and then I ended up getting 1 flight on it before we had to get out of there, but we recorded it through the goggles and stuff, and I guess the hardest part is me just remembering how low you really got to be in the goggles to land, because I thought I was low, and then I thought I almost had a 4 for 4 yesterday. I hit the runway a little harder than I should have, but you know, it was fine. So it lasted. So I was like, that's it. We'll do it that way. But oh, Anders, no worries, man. You never have to apologize for coming and going, guys. This is like a TV station. If we don't have something for you, flip the channel and can always come back. You know, we're here. So let's get into our community, guys. So let's start. I'm gonna pull up a chair for this. We have a lot going on, and I want to sit. Oh, and by the way, actually, I will say, if you want to come back to me quick, I put the link to the coffee mugs. People ask, where do you get the coffee mugs? They didn't realize they're on there. If you want to join me in a Motion RC cup of coffee, then the link is in the description for a Motion RC coffee mug. So go get you some and get yourself a good coffee. I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo. I like espresso type coffee. I need it strong for this show. So let's get started in our hobby squawk running on. What's up, Jeff's Custom RC, Motion Sick. I'll say a few shout outs. Andrew Dalton, Matt M, GB is here, John Killen, John VHRC I saw Vic, Jeremy, Justin Lamb. How are all you guys doing? Again, thank you for joining. And all you new guys, thank you for joining too. GB, you're drinking coffee. Oh, it's early for you. You'll get to your wine at night, I guess. All right, we're starting here with Arthur. So Arthur J, that is his squawk name. So when we're going through squawk, we will call you out by your squawk handle. So Arthur was doing some riveting work in detail on his Mirage. And this week, a lot of riveting throughout the community was what people were working on. But it just looks awesome. It's subtle. It's one of those things that you're not going to notice in the air, but when you get on the ground, you get up close, and it looks fantastic. So excellent work looking at some of these pictures. Arthur RC, there he is. Looks stunning. I mean, it's amazing. And I wait till you see Arthur. You might want to go back in a little bit. I don't know if you saw William Jackson, but he's about to trump everybody here with his riveting technique he shared recently on Facebook. But this looks stunning, much better than I did on my 262 last week, because I was just dotting it with a Sharpie. I wasn't paying too much attention. I'm the type, I do the first line really well, and then I get bored, and I just start sending them down the line. And at least the 262, the rivets are already there, so it makes it easier to do that. Then we got Cash Money Brother. I believe I've seen this before, but he shared this again. A lot of the squawk posts will come, if you want to share them, in the link that's in the description of this video, and I'll definitely show it up here. But some of the other ones, it's just me throughout the week. I'm always checking squawk, going through the forums that pop up, and sometimes you see ones not. But this is a gorgeous L39. It actually looks like the initial one that Patrick did. The L39 was one of the first releases that we had Patrick Crowsdale fly for us, and that was a long time ago, but I put a run cam on one wing and didn't balance it on the other side, so when he took off, he could not make a left-hand turn, so it just stayed right into a tree, and then he grabbed it in a bunch of foam bits, he built it back up, glued it together, and it still exists, and it's painted similar to that, but that looks fresh and flawless. So good work there. Then we have another little F-18. So this is the 64mm F-18. It's in the regular scheme, but what he did, this is Flying Fighter. But what I like what he did, he added lights to it. Now, not scale, but if you see on the LEX, the leading edge extension, not the wing root glove, that's one of those things, not the wing root glove, the LEX. He added these lights, so when you get to the light portion, you could definitely probably fly that at night, or at least in the dusk, but looks really well done, adding all the lights to the little guy. I'm not sure how it would do with the weight, but that's a fun flyer. And I always like seeing, adding lights to anything looks good. Now this is one I wish there was more pictures of this one. This is Downwind 30. I don't know if you guys caught this, but beautiful work on the Yak. Great detailing and weathering. I'm in between on weathering. Some models it looks great when, I don't know if it's overdone or underdone, but that looks absolutely awesome. Oh, Dad's. Chris, he's in here. I saw this pop up, I think this morning. I added it in, I found it, but I think this is awesome. So this is in your hallway, like the stairway. So I guess you come up, you look at this wall, then you turn and go back upstairs. I got the hallway, my hallway's like that. But he threw his tiger moth up there, and I was saying, you got to make this a full diorama. I think you need to add grass on 2 sides, put a runway down the middle, add some figures around, some buildings, make it look like it belongs there. But I love it. I love it. I wish I could hang some of these planes up in the regular portion of the house, but that's not happening for me anytime soon. Then we got Paul Architect.
There you go.
There it is. I got him. He had his Desert Camo F16. So this is the, I believe it's a 70 millimeter, right? Yeah. That's the 70 mil. And looks good. And it's funny, you know, the desert scheme does stick out when the snow's on the ground. Arctic Camo would have blended right in. Actually, I first saw this picture and I thought he crashed it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing that he landed inverted and it's just so soft like that. But I guess he just decided, no table or a tray. Let's lay it on this bush here and take a picture. But looks good either way. Then I was going through, we have Papa 626. So he is in the process, if you guys want to check it out, if you're interested in that Nexa P38. He is starting to post pictures. He recently got one, and he's posting build. But I like what he did here, laying out, that's the entire kit laid out on the table. So that's always nice to see. You can see everything and how it comes out of the box. So I like, again, with these Nexa birds, you at least get all the roundels or part of the covering. So I assume the P38 would be very similar to the one I'm doing, the P40. And I'm looking in, I've decided, whatever next balsa bird that I build in this year, I am sticking a gas motor on it, and I am going for it. Just recently, I've been looking through, I can't find a solid, just step-by-step video of how to break in like a basic 2-stroke gas engine on an RC plane. I don't know if somebody can point me to it, but if it doesn't exist, then I want to make one. So I'm going to grab myself a gas motor. I've got a lot of guys at the club who are good with that stuff, so get the information from them. But I just want to make a basic step-by-step, you know, as quick or as long as it needs to be. Just how do you, you know, how do you break it in? And where do you start? Because that's my new resolution. By the end of the year, I'm going to fly at least one gas motor. So I was looking at, I was probably going to start with the 2-stroke 9cc NGH, and I think that would fit on either between the Black Horse Norseman or the Black Horse Piper Cub. I want to be simple, so I may go with just the Piper Cub because it's super simple. I think it's just 5 servos. It's just ailerons. You know, your basic Cub, I feel like that's a good place to start. And, you know, it's really about learning, you know, the motor setup. And then I want to jump and turn maybe my big Zero into a gas bird or something like that down the line, maybe by the end of the year. But that's where I'm going next. So the P38, I was thinking about it, but I don't want to start right away with 2 gas engines in the side. That's not where I want to start. Spencer Keith, if you're around, I saw these. You posted them up. You were out with your Mig, and I believe it was F14 or the F4 and the other Mig. Looked like you were having fun. So he shared that in there. I think Spencer Keith now owns every single Freewing model in existence. So there's always, and he's out there flying a lot. He's got a good location. We'd love to see some video. And then this was a great post I came across. So this is Ticky Tech on Hobby Squawk with the big Black Horse FW190. So recently, this model just came back in stock, and it was out before I could even put it in the emailer. It was amazing. I guess there was a lot of people on the waiting list, and they all ate them up. But it is a gorgeous, that's the biggest Black Horse model we carry, so that would make the Zero look small. My Zero is 93-inch wingspan. This is a $120, I think. That's the largest one you're going to get. And it looks absolutely phenomenal. He added, you know, it looks like he added some detail to it. I don't think that blue stripe is how it comes. So, but you're definitely getting that Black Horse covering that does have the weathering and stuff. But it looks absolutely gorgeous. And that's him, you know, wingspan next to him. It looks absolutely stunning. So either way, great to see on the Squawk. And I think that wraps up Squawk,
Yeah,
right?
so go ahead and splash that like
Oh,
button.
splash that like button, guys! Forgot about that. There it is. Alex went a little harder with it, and we're gonna keep going harder and harder. I can't wait to see like a holiday one. Splash it again. Let's splash that like button again.
It's coming in.
We should do it for every inch of this wingspan. Come on, 120 times. Splash it. But that's awesome. I can't wait to see what he does on like July 4th. We're gonna have to do some crazy stuff. Christmas, got to be Santa coming across dropping bombs. We gotta really have some fun with it. So now moving on to Facebook community, a lot of stuff. So I hope you guys saw this one. Anders, I know he said he exited. I guess he's working, but I loved these photos. I shared them out on our new EU page, and the Winter Gripen, Winter Wonderland, where he's at. I believe he's in Norway too. I don't want to. He's either in Norway or Sweden. I'm not sure, but obviously it's a Winter Wonderland, and it looks absolutely stunning with the Gripen in the white, and then it's him with another person. I wasn't sure who else he flies with, so I apologize that I didn't get your name in this one. But they look awesome together. So one's customized and one's in the stock scheme. And just with the...
It's incredible. I gotta drop it again.
I almost miss... They didn't like it. Alex is just gonna keep dropping it.
It's incredible.
It
I
is
love
incredible.
those shots.
They look beautiful. And I'm honestly, looking at a picture like that, I almost miss having snow. Almost. But then I gotta realize that to get to the field, I'd have to shovel myself out. And that I do not miss. At all. Not one bit. Because I was a psycho with the shoveling. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd go out every hour when I knew we'd have I'd wake up, run out, shovel a little bit, because I hated trying to shovel it all in the morning before you're running out. Little bit at a time saves your back. That's what I always did anyway. Then we have Brian Proctor. So he grabbed himself. This is one of the models that I wanted from Black Horse that I hope didn't move as fast, but they restocked last Friday, and they're already out of stock. A lot of the Black Horse stuff is back in stock. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm excited. I hope they post more pictures. I can't wait. I hope somebody who purchases one of these is able to do video. This is the one that I'd love to see up close, because now I have those other two Black Horse birds. And I love the weathering they have on them, but I'd love to see how they did the navy, how it looks in person. But I'm excited for that one too. So Brian, if you're out there, please share it. And let everybody know how it goes. Then, oh yeah, if you guys saw some comedy section, I'll allow these things in the Facebook community. I think it's awesome, but I don't know. I've never seen anything like this on the road, and I love that somebody did this. Incredible. This has to be, I'm trying to say, this must be the Super Hornet, right? Or are they transferring? I'm trying to see.
Check out the LEX real quick.
The LEX, that's a Coke bottle. I think that's the old one. They might be moving it to, wherever they're going to move it. It might even be an old video, but I love that. Imagine seeing this just on the road, or being the truck driver and pull it up, and what are you hauling? I don't know. I got like diapers and Walmart stuff. What about you? I got a jet. I got an F-18 on the back.
Belongs in a museum.
So that's the C model, and that's going to the museum. So is that going to Pensacola? Is that where they? I forget. Is that where they live? Or I forget where I just was. I think they live in Pensacola. But that's retired. Isn't this sad? It's retired already. Unbelievable. And now it'll just sit in a museum. They should still fly. They should get a B team and just fly them anyway. But that's awesome. But I think they're going to debut the new F-18s this year, 2021, in October or August at North Georgia show. So I'm only about 45 minutes away. So I am going to show that one. And then Alex put this up, if you guys saw. I left it. I let it ride. I thought this was funny. David Anselm, man, I love the Heineken nacelles. It really, like I said in the comments, it ties the whole plane together. I thought it was awesome. Hey, man, you're gonna make a Gulfstream and make it completely DIY. You just better share some video. I want to see it fly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is the new Freewing.
Yeah, John, that's the new Freewing jet, man. Plug and play, gyro included. Blue box is ready. It's good to go. Alpha was proud of this one. He worked really hard to get that one going. Then we move on to Daniel Raffaletta. I thought this was a beautiful looking Venom.
Gorgeous.
He popped it up there. Love the orange.
Oh,
the
gorgeous.
orange tones. You know, you don't see, I guess. Well, actually, last week we shared a black Venom, so it's the second week we got a different style Venom. Either way, I thought it looked great. Adding some stripes always helps with orientation and nice. Boom, boom, boom. Logan Hastings, save that if you're going to be around. We do have a question and answer section. I have some ideas on the best 1600 if that's the you know, the size you want, but I would go with the 1600 Corsair from Flightline over the 1700 Corsair, but that's just me. But we'll talk about that later. We got the P51 from Flightline. I like this scheme. So he did invasion stripes on it, or well, some stripes. He didn't have the white yet, but putting the yellow all across it. Again, orientation helps. This model comes all silver, so you know you're asked to paint the tail either yellow or green to match the decal set that's given, the 2 decal sets. But adding that whole yellow across the top really makes it pop. I like it. These are good planes to start on if you ever want to get into weathering or customizing. It's always good to start with a small canvas, get used to how to use either Rust-Oleum or your what's it called? Your you know, airbrush sets and everything. That would be awesome. Adam, you're right, 100%. It's the 1600 millimeter Flightline Mustang that's coming, you know, within the next 10 years from us. That's probably the best one. A Mustang. That would make everybody so happy. Then we move on. Is this Frode? Frode Gulbranson. I love these. So Jan Berg, I guess you got yourself a 3D printer and you printed out these missiles for Frode and he painted them up. They look awesome on the Gripen. You know, the Gripen, the wing tips do accept Ordinance, even though we put it in a show scheme, so it didn't come with Ordinance, but you know, we have a lot of regular sets of Ordnance that are going to fit it. It's got that same railing system. Or, man, if you go on Thingiverse at this point, pretty much every missile, I think, has been made. And you can size them up yourselves and print them out. The only thing I suggest, if you're ever getting into a 3D printer, you got to learn how to keep the weight down on the plastic bits. But for the most part, I've flown with AIM missile sidewinders that I've 3D printed on a lot of jets, and I never noticed that weight. But, you know, if you get into multiple Ordnances sets, when you're working with plastic, you could just, you know, if you print them with too much fill, they can get heavy. But either way, when you decorate them up, nothing's going to look better. No foam Ordnance is going to look as detailed as some of these 3D printed plastic ones. And that's why it's well worth it to, if you're a hobbyist and you're serious about customizing, a 3D printer is almost a necessity at this point because there's so much stuff you can print. And yeah, and then I've seen the resin printers. That's even crazier. It's amazing what they can do. And, you know, or again, if you're a modeler, man, balsa wood, going to keep it light. And if you can carve and cut, if you're a woodworker, you probably make them look even better, just as good in balsa too. But you're doing a lot of work. I like the fact 3D printer, pretty much set it and forget it. And then just a little paint and you're good to go. Moving on, this Greg Minden. Did I spell that right? Minden? I might have spelled it wrong. But either way, I loved the the T33 Party. So you got the German one in front and 3 USAF ones. So I love that. This is the type of thing that, you know, nothing beats one model than when you have two. Move a little quicker. We have... oh, man. You're... Gunter Kiki. Oh, I'm like, it's small. It's small. Kuchenmester? I believe he's in Germany. I am so sorry if I destroyed that. I don't even know if I wrote that, but having the AL and the A10 out there is awesome. And this is the first time that since I've probably seen them in a picture together, I have them both hanging here at different sides of the studio. So it's rare I get to see them together. These are 2 miles. Personally, I haven't gone out and flown either one in a long time, and I'm going to change that because it's been a while. I just haven't had a reason to fly them both, but they look awesome together, and that's a good, you know, a good show on the size, you know, comparison between the two models. Remember, guys, dislikes are just as good as far as YouTube's concerned as far as like. That means at least you're getting interaction. It's better than, you know, if they really disliked it, don't even tune in. That's the best thing you could do if you really want to dislike someone, is not watch at all. Loved or hated, YouTube will, you know, we'll count it as interaction. So that's cool. Then we got Jason Spinks, basic stock MiG-29, fully loaded, but some beautiful composed shots. Nice and up close. I love the angle of attack on some of these. Whoever was working the camera is absolutely awesome. So I love seeing all these pictures that he posted through. It's crazy how active the customer community has gotten. And remember now, we are now over 8,000, people. Now, obviously, out of that 8,000, I don't think, maybe 2,000 have ever posted once, and maybe 1,000 have ever posted twice.
Lurkers,
and then you get
people too.
Yeah, lurkers are amazing to get there. I do my best to try to weed out, there's so many. If you've ever run a Facebook group, it's crazy how many bots try to join your group. Like every day there's probably 20 people that try to join the group who created a Facebook account a week ago, and I'm like, how is this possible? And they have no friends. They're a member of no other groups. I'm like, how are you finding an RC group and you want to come in? It's crazy. But I try to keep it, with active people who are real people. And I'm excited because if we get to 10,000, I think we'll have to do some sort of giveaway in the group, because I never even dreamed of it when we started a couple years ago that it would sort of get this big. But it just seems recently we're getting a lot of people in there. So it's great to always see that. But either way, Jason, great shots. They look like website pictures for us. Then we had Quan Anucha, if I said that right. Last week he had just joined our group, and his first post was that awesome F5. And then he backs it up with this amazing F86. Looks stunning. Absolutely stunning work. So somebody new who joined the group who obviously has himself some some skills in the paint room and some Freewing jets. I love it. It's like, come in and just make a great way to jump in. That's the best way to go. Oh, I'm missing the chat. What is everybody saying? You got it. Oh, talking about trolls. Yeah, man, trolls gonna troll, and just, don't feed the trolls. Just let it happen. It's all right. Not everybody's gonna like you, or, it's okay. It's okay. F86, again, stunning work. I really love the scheme. I don't know where he got the stickers. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if it's Cali stickers, but either way, it looks really, really awesome. So good on you, Quan, and keep it up, man. Keep sharing that stuff. Then we got Luke Hanson, as he goes by, and he's starting to do Arctic Camo on his gripping. I love these posts. I can't wait to see when you finish it, man, when you get all the decals on it. But he said he went Rust-Oleum for the bottom and then airbrushing freehand with the camo on top, and it looks slick. It definitely looks slick.
I kind of want to moo at it.
You want to moo at it though? You think, you're going for the cow scheme? Okay, you think it looks cow? Remember that play? Who was that? Remember those flying cows we used to see at like Seth and stuff?
Jim, right?
Jim, yeah. Oh my goodness, why am I forgetting his? Jim, he's always out there with his phone.
He's at Joe Nall.
He's at Joe Nall. He's at.
Somebody will let us know.
Neat.
Where's Jameson? Jameson. What's Jim's?
Where's Matt? Matt would know if Matt was watching. Great guy, but he had like the flying cow that was just, it was awesome. It was like a big fat high wing cub, foam, EPP foam style cub, but I remember he put a sound system in it and it mooed across the field as he went, and he had a big one. It was awesome. It'll come to me at some point. Mac Norwood back again. Last week we showed that F86 in the background, and now he's working on a Hawk. So it's amazing. I think he sold off all his planes and then he just started over. And then there's something hiding in the back too. I think that's an F16 that he'll probably show at some point. But Mac on the attack. I love it. Got back into it. I guess you couldn't stay away too long, because as we said last week, he's close to us, and a couple people at my club had bought some of the planes that he had customized and sold off, but then came back to it. Then we got another how do I say it? Another detail wizard, Manu, if you guys know. And again, his last name, hard to pronounce. I don't know if he's ever joined the show, but Manu does exceptional work. He's always posting his weathering and detailed, and he's one of the guys who he goes hard on his detail. He makes it very pronounced, but he does it in such a way that it's him, it's all him. It's like his signature on it, and it looks absolutely fantastic every time you see one of his birds. So he's working on the MiG-21, and I absolutely love it. Can't wait to see it when it's all finished. He does, you know, just an exceptional job on it all. So good on you, Manu. Never stop posting this stuff, because every time it comes up, you're one of those, when I see the name, like, oh, gotta see what he's working on, you know? You feel like you're there with him. He'll post a lot of pictures, he gets up and close, and he does great stuff. Then we have... Oh, this is so then somebody had posted that they just pulled the trigger for the first time on their Flightline Spitfire, and 2 people commented. I don't know if they're together, but these are from 2 separate places, I believe, because they look different. But Mark Faulkner had him and his buddies at the club. They got their Spitfires. And then you had Paul Mullen posted him and his buddies with their Spitfires. It's like the same shot. I thought that was really funny. Again, nothing looks like the Battle of Britain over the top, even though these are Mark 9, not Mark 1. But, you know, love it. You know me, I love a Spitfire. So if you're sharing a Spitfire in there, you'll probably end up on the show at some point. But that looks awesome. Oh, then we had Miguel Brezhnev. He got his hands on the MiG-21 TV unit, the MiG-29 TV units, and Baby Yoda checking it out, moving them with the Force, and there they are. I'm excited. What's crazy is a lot of people seem to have been getting them. Obviously, other distributors got them before we did, and so people are installing them on their MiGs. I still have yet to see somebody do a video on it. So I'm hoping Mikkel will be the first one that shows us the MiG-29 flying around with the TV units. You know, ours are on the way. It might be on one of the next 2 or 3 containers that come before the Chinese New Year. Because remember, guys, in about 3 weeks, Chinese New Year starts and nothing happens as far as everybody's trying to stock up before that. But I hope to show it. You know, if somebody gets a YouTube video out there, I'll happily show a bit and pieces of it on this show. And I'll always direct to a YouTube channel if you got one. You know, I'll never show your entire video. I'm not here to steal your views or anything. I'm trying to push people towards other people's stuff, because people are doing great stuff. Yeah, Guardian, we're waiting too, man. As soon as we get them, we'll let everybody know for sure. I know I get a lot of private messages about when they're coming, and all I can say is they're coming. They definitely on there. We're moving to Michael Rosnick. So I don't know if you guys saw this. He posted this on both Squawk and Facebook, but night shots of his Bell 222. We've seen the plane in the day. He takes a lot of great shots, but it was cool to see it at night. You know, obviously you could work the camera, make it look a lot darker than it really is. I hope he's not flying too dark and just using the flash to show it, but it looks real. You know, it looks even more real at night than it does, you know, in the day. But unbelievable. So that looks fantastic. I love that, you know, even to fly it at night, though, with the light and everything, I thought it was fun. You don't see too many, obviously, you don't see too many EDF jets flying at night. Except the one I got stolen at Jonal.
If you see an F-22 lit up flying at night, let us know.
Yeah, if anybody ever finds my F-22 that got jacked at Jonal a couple years ago, you know, I would almost pay you for it at this point. That was still so sad. But this looks absolutely awesome. So good on you, Rosnick. He has dealt a dart on the forums, on the Squawk forums. And then was that the last of the pictures? No,
nope,
it shouldn't be.
Yet.
Oh yeah, no, we're not even close yet, baby.
Tons more.
Yeah, I said we had a lot going on. Oh, and then this one. This was the first scheme I was thinking of doing on my MiG-29, because it was a simple change, but very for now. He posted this up. This is, you know, it fits right in with the digital camo scheme we already have on the MiG-29. It's just the tails. It just adds such a nice, a little color pop to the digital camo on the MiG-29, and I love it. And when you see it on the tail, there it is. Like, you know, to me, that could have been the stock scheme. Would have been just as cool.
That looks great.
You know, I love it. It's just a nice color pop. The red, white, and blue across the back. That looks awesome. Horror games. What are we going to come back and find? It was almost the Dauntless? you know, I'm seeing the, I'm sorry guys, I'm looking at this, trying to talk about what's going on here. We'll get to the questions and answers, but right now I'm not looking at the website, so I can't check, but somebody just bought a Dauntless. I didn't see anything going crazy.
We're about to show one here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're about to show it in a second. Dauntless looks awesome, by the way. So moving on to Rich Schmidt with, oh, and another MiG. So Rich just did some yellow tips and leading edges to give himself a little more orientation. And the way he did it was really sleek and well done. I like it. I like the little color pops. So similar to the other one, but that looks fantastic. And this is the color that he used and the tape. Actually, this was interesting to me because I've tried a lot of different tapes. So I've never seen the Scotch, what's it called? The Scotch Surface, Delicate Surface tape. I never even knew it existed, so I have to look around next time. Maybe I just always look by it, but I'll give it a shot because I've tried the frog tape, I've tried regular, you know, the blue painter's tape, and no matter what tape I use, eventually, depending on how hard you press, you might always get a little popping it off, you know, pulling of the original paint off. And that always stinks because then you got to work backwards almost, you know, to do it. But yeah, I use frog tape a lot. You know, Jeremy uses frog tape he had told me about. But no matter how much I I try to tape it to my shirt and stuff. Like, it all depends on, you know, also how fast you remove the tape too. Like, a lot of times I'll spray and then try to get the tape off almost immediately. Try to do it quickly. And that tends to work. Like, don't let it sit there. But I want to try this tape because it looks like it might work just as well. Then we got the RC Jet Dude, Steve Hodges. He posted pictures to Facebook, but also when we get to the YouTube section, he posted a full video of his SBD Dauntless. So the RC Jet Dude, who turned RC Sub Dude, who went back to RC Warbird Dude. He said it just looked too good. He couldn't, you know, he couldn't pass up on it. So there it is. All the that'll be the Dauntless out of the box, and it's one of those the newer ones we got on our site, and it's one of the ones that immediately jumped out to me. I love the way the flaps look. You know, the two pilots inside, and then some of the pictures we have on the website. You know, there were some customized guys that they put in there. Like, I think somebody added a gun to the back of the Turkey, or might be included in the kit. But again, I don't get to see all these kits myself personally, but I love the detail of it, and it's one that I would love to get through. But yeah, I mean, I'm really liking flying the P40 at this point. Like, I got it dialed in so nicely. If I just didn't have a hard landing, we'd be watching that flight right now. But the one time we go to film and talk, I got in my head. And but it flew nice. After, I remember I told you guys last week, I changed just the servo location on the elevator, and it completely got rid of the pitch sensitivity from my maiden that I had. And I added a gyro to it, and it's fantastic. Flies really beautifully. Tom Tabor with his F4, love that. Moving on to Tom, just one picture, but I like the simple scheme on his F4, the F4 Phantom Farewell, if you will, across the top. So looking good. And then we got another master of customizations who always pops up on Facebook and Squawk. Well, no, we're going Tolga Yilmaz. He last week we showed pictures of him in the process, and we talked about he had the little maps, but he did like a 4-minute walk around video that he posted to Facebook. There's his little map there. And he does exceptional weathering as well, and you can almost always tell a Tolga project like you can a Manu project. He does it a little differently, but I just love the idea of, you know, how much time he spends to take for all little paint chips, and, you know, you can see he adds like that, like, you know, the sun-washed look, like the Bronco's been sitting out there just getting used, and, you know, the sun is making the paint a little lighter. Like, he really goes through and does some hard detail work, and it just looks fantastic. So I was excited to actually see, because he normally just does it in pictures, so it was nice to see a video walk around, and I just cut up. It's about 4.5 minutes. You can find it on our YouTube page. Just search Tolga Yilmaz. That is Tolga Yilmaz. And he goes through. But then we got the mad scientist, William Jackson, guys. He posted this, so he's still in the process of working on this MiG-29. I can't wait to see. He's T33 Jetman on YouTube, but he posted, this is what he uses to do rivets on his models. So he takes these two glues, the Elmer's White and Tight Bond. He mixes them together in this little tube here, and it's got like a metal, little metal top. It almost looks like a basketball pump, like it would be the top piece that he adds to it. But then he just dots it, and apparently just one little drip, it glues it. It dries very quick, but it stays bubbly. And then he says he will go back once they're all hardened and sand them a bit to flatten them up a little bit so they're still raised, and then he paints over them. So I mean, an unbelievable amount of work. He's not, I'm sure he does this to a lot of his planes, but there's an unbelievable amount of work happening to this MiG-29 that I just cannot wait to see.
Splash it.
Splash that like button.
Splash it for William Jackson.
We should have been
That's
splashing
crazy.
it for everybody. I'm forgetting it exists.
I'll just spam it if you don't call it.
I'm going to put a little sign on the screen up here that says, remember the like button. I'm forgetting it exists, so trust me, I like a lot of it. I love it all. But these are, if the Merry Boozers are Papa Dots, this is like Grandpapa Dots. This is like unbelievable amount of scale modeling that's going on to it. And, he's now he's retired, so he has the time, and he is making it work. I can't wait to see what he does, because he's got, geez, we went to, we saw all his stuff so far. He's been, the canopy's going to open. He's got all sorts of, he's got a new gear mod. He redid so much air brake. I think he's got everything that's scale about a real MiG-29 is coming into Jetman stuff. So I can't wait to see it. William, unbelievable. I'd love to have the guy on the show. I'm going to reach out to him, I think. I'm going to ask him when he's done, man. I want to have him in here and just let him talk and just hear him explain how he does a lot of this stuff, because that would be an interesting interview for sure. So, guys, that'll wrap up the Facebook community. And what time? It's already 12:42. To see how I had to get it all in there. I could spend, I spend probably too much time going through it, but the community just is going nuts. This is what happens, I guess, in the winter too, when you can't get out and fly as much. You're getting a lot of these awesome pictures indoors and a lot of building happening. So that's always awesome. So moving on, let's do a couple of these YouTube ones. I found, so Air Guardian, where are you? I posted, I was waiting for this. Unbelievable, guys.
Bravo.
Follow Tucky 100. This dropped Saturday morning. I shared it with Alex. I'm like, dude, unbelievable.
I already saw it before you
yeah, you saw it.
I was
like
first like on it. I was like, yes.
This is just a compilation. So Tucky
Yes.
100 is the guy who in the chase cam, and he did the edit. And these are all Air Guardian's jets. Air Guardian's the pilot. Unbelievable. I'm not going to show the whole thing, even though I had to take the music off. We could, but you got to go to Tucky 100's channel. I posted the link earlier in this chat. I might still have it saved. Let me see. Paste. I believe that's it. So I just shared the link with you guys off my phone. That might be the video of the year. And the year just started. It's an unbelievable chase compilation. And obviously just an exceptional... I mean, I do this with Alex, and, I'm not the pilot. Air Guardian is, and... I would love to be able to do this, but just the talking that you have to have back and forth is unreal. So, hats off. It's absolutely gorgeous. And even the ground shots to show the drone, too, going through, but unbelievable. So, great stuff. Tell Tucky that he's awesome. And, more stuff like that I'm always going to watch that. So, yeah, man, the conversations and the practice, I remember you posting, talking to people. Yeah, splash that like button, drop bombs. It looks absolutely awesome. So great on you guys, and that I think is going to be entered probably into the year-end show, I'm sure. That's going to pop up again, but unbelievable. So then we're moving on. You guys know Chris Wolf and the RC Geek. He posted a video briefly if you want to see that awesome Bren Hecht A4, the Blue Angels A4, not the one that was on that truck, one of the older ones, that gorgeous A4 we showed, Corsair, Corsair nuts, you know, they fly out there together. Go check out RC Geek's channel. He posted a full flight of it with some pictures and video, and he needs no introduction from me, but, you know, that was awesome to watch. Moving on again, I want to show you RC Jet Dude. So the RC Jet Dude himself, Steve Hodges, came back. He's on YouTube, and I just sped up. He walks around every single piece. So if you guys want to know about that Dauntless from Nexa, and like I just did the unboxing video for the P40, again, anybody who might never have had a Balsa ARF, this gives you a good idea of what you're getting out of the box, and Steve does a great job just walking around every single piece that comes out, and he's going to keep updating his channel as he goes along through his build and the electronics he's going to use, and I'm sure we'll see it fly. And if Joe Nall goes down, I hope to see it fly, and I may ask Steve to fly it.
Can I have a go?
May I have a go, Steve? Because I'm sure he'll have it dialed in, and I'm sure it flies beautifully. So the RC sub dude is now the RC Warbird dude. He's moving on, but either way, there it is, looking good from Steve. RC Pilot H, this is one that he posted this in Squawk. This is a video where RC Pilot H, they had a Griffin and a Mirage out there. I believe they're in France. I was trying to base on what I heard when they were speaking. It sounds French. But either way, it looked awesome. You know, obviously, a little more amateur in the video. It's hard to zoom in with it. It was probably a phone or something, but it's great to see these passes, and, you know, I enjoyed it to see that. I haven't seen these two birds together yet in the sky. And I don't know, you know, if the Mirage is the in-runner version or what version of it was. But either way, I wanted to call them out. If you want to check that video out, head over to RC space Pilot space H, and it'll be on there. I gave him a sub. Any video I share. And you know what I think I'm going to do? After these weeks, I'm going to start adding the links to the videos in the description. So when people, I know these videos live for a while, so you will be able to go in there and do that. So then, Planes for Days. So this is actually coming from Indiana, Elizabeth, Indiana. This is where this guy flies where they host Jet Jam out there. I remember I was there at that field. It's a gorgeous location. And he put the 1920 kV in-runners in his A10. And he did a maiden about a week ago. I had found it, and I was waiting for this. I wanted to see it, but obviously, you know, just starting out his channel, so hopefully I want to see how fast she rips, or if you notice any difference with the A10. It sounds good, but check out Planes for Days on YouTube, and you can find some of those flights. So if you want to do that to your A10, you can do that. Oh, Tucky, you don't have to be honored, man. Is it Tucky 10? Did I mess up? Did I put Tucky 100? Or is it Tucky 10? I might have added an extra 0, but I thought I just copied and pasted in there. But now he's looking like Tucky 10. Don't, man, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Give that man a sub again. Hit the like button for Tucky over Jeremy Salt's twin F14s. Splash that like button for Tucky. I wish we could change the logos on the bombs like instantaneously. That would be amazing. If it said Tucky as the bombs.
Oh, I gotcha.
Dropping bombs. Then Jeremy Salt, we showed this at the beginning, but I just cut up some more pieces. So again, him and his son, Kyler. Kyler's an exceptional pilot who's only getting better and better. And the fact that this kid is flying an F-14 with swing wings in proximity with his father, you know, like, anyone can do it, right? I mean, but then again, maybe not, because I think he's already a better pilot than I am. And it's unbelievable. But he's got a great teacher. And, you know, just to share this with your dad, man, Kyler, you're killing it, dude. You're killing it. If you could fly this, you could fly anything. Oh, splashing for Kyler. You got to get a jet one, too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, doing a great job. Greg Hoff, I saw this one pop up on his channel. He did a little compilation of some onboard footage. And I believe he had Imagine Dragons playing, so I couldn't play the song in the back. But feel like you're thunder, feel the thunder. My son loves that. I heard it too many times. My young son, for some reason, loves that song. I heard it too much. But either way, it was a great little edit there from Greg Hoff. And I think he had the F-18. He's in chat. There he is. Greg, I loved it, man. I loved the whole thing. I commented on it. I saw somebody call you out. Don't worry. Somebody trolled you on your video. That's ridiculous. I loved it. I hate when people make, say, oh, music, blah, 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 for whatever they said, but this is awesome.
Great video.
It's a great video. I love seeing the swing wing on the
the
F-14 whenever you see it on top with the run cam on top. But I thought it was a well done edit. I cut little bits, cut things together. I kept it to just most of the onboard stuff. You did have some non-onboard too, but it looks great, man. So Greg, go check out Greg Hoff's channel. Give him a sub too. I sub to everybody off the Motion channel if I use you here, so your new videos will always pop up. Every week I go through just my subscriptions and see what you guys are doing. And if you're, if you're doing a Motion RC product, it'll probably end up here. Remember, you are now entered for a possibility of winning something at the end of the year show because we showed it on here. Then the last one for our community today was Brian K. Mav Pro, Mr. RC Sound. Oh, I have one more. Did I share it in here? Did you get it? Oh, I missed it. Well, it didn't come in here. I think he's in here. Just Plain Crazy. So, well, if you listen, he has the this guy Brian has the Mr. RC Sound system in his MiG, and it's just right now. It's just the startup. It was hard to hear in the air based on what he had there. But go check out Just Plain Crazy. Sorry, Brendan, I may not have dropped the video to Alex, but he just did. It's all right. He Just Plain Crazy was Brendan. I had him on the show a couple weeks back. Remember, he just released an awesome video of himself setting up a Mr. RC Sound unit. I believe it was on like a Seagull Texan that he did it on, and it was awesome. It's an awesome setup video, full-on setup video of how to set that system up. And, the Texan, I believe, had a turboprop, so it had a turboprop sound on it, and it sounds awesome in the way he did it. And I think those sound systems probably reverberate, I would think, inside a wooden plane.
Like a guitar.
Yeah, like a guitar, than they would in a foam plane, too. So, I have never played with a sound system, but I'm thinking of doing it for possibly one of these, like the big Black Horse ones, because I'm sure it'll just sound so good. Again, wood is great for musical instruments. So if you have a sound system, it'll probably work great in balsa. But guys, that does it for the community section. So we can quickly show. So again, yesterday, yes, as I said at the beginning, my day wasn't great. I left there just like so mad. We had a beautiful day outside, and I didn't get everything. I hate when I don't get everything I need to get done. I hate when I make work for myself going back. But the T33 worked out great. So I wanted to show this briefly. We could show some of... So what do you have, actually, Alex? I didn't watch.
You start talking. You give us a little intro here, I think.
I do in the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Roll the clip.
Roll the clip. Let me talk, and then we'll come back to me, and I'll show you it on the table.
All right, I'm muting you.
All right, pilots, welcome back to Motion RC Live. This is episode 2 of 2021. I'm out at the field. We're having some fun today, but Patrick, I'm coming for you because my FPV T33 is ready to go. I'm rolling, and I'm about to take my first full FPV flight. I've done 2 flights with it just plugged in to make sure there weren't breakups and such. Let Alex watch it as I flew, and now we are ready to go. So I'm taxiing out. Now I've got my... You can see I got my camera slaved to the rudder. So when I use rudder, it will turn. There we go. I see my CCRC lining up. All right, Alex, we ready?
I'm ready if you are.
Taking off right to left, but for me it's straight. And I am off. Gear is coming up. Oh, baby. My first FPV jet experience. I just dug out the guy's face and stuck my camera in there. So let me turn with the rudder. There we go. Gotta remember that. I also have it on the knob, so if I want to change my camera angle, I could. Let's go straight up. Oh man, it's hard to orientate yourself. Oh yeah, going the wrong way. There we go. There's the CCRC field. Oh wow, man, what an experience. you know, we're starting to get some of those ZOHD ones in there, FPV birds. We'll have more FPV options coming, but FPV jet is a whole different ball game. Now obviously I am going to have to eventually get some telemetry. I am just guessing here. There it is. But I can still see a little bit out the bottom of my so I'm gonna pretend to practice an approach, all right? So I'm dropping gear. Might as well get practicing. If I could take the, I still got 1 minute and 30 seconds. I can see out the bottom of these goggles. So that's pretty good. Now I'm power off. Whoa, we are far away. Or it seems like I'm far away. Okay, you can see the runway pretty good. Okay, all right. I might take the next one, Alex. Did that look terrible in the camera?
You looked a little high.
A little high, all right. That's something you got to get used to. It's just your field, you know? It's been a while since I saw it from the sky, and then this is the fastest thing I've probably ever FPV'd at this point. So now I'm power off. I'm trying to just now imagine the plane doing what I usually have it do. Oh, did I break it?
I don't think so.
Okay, I smacked down pretty hard. Wow, look how low you are. It's tough to judge, but I decided to take it and go with it. Where's my taxiway? All right. Hey man, I'll take it for a first flight. T33 is nice to fly FPV, but I got to get used to, you know, how to land it, judging speed and stuff. It's so much different flying FPV. But at least you always know where you are on the field. So guys, that'll do it for us out here at the field. I'll have it on the table in a second as I pass it to myself. James, take it away. And thank you, James. So yeah, I mean, that was my first, you know, my first time FPV on the jet. And I guess I got so excited on the ground, I should have just gave myself an idea while I was on the ground of just how close the ground's gonna be.
I should have picked it up and
went
down from like, 5 feet high.
Yeah,
so
like, we should have just said, no, you're a little too high. So, you know, I'd only seen Patrick do, what was that, 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, and he's since added FPV to his MiG. So I haven't gotten out there with him, but I think he still has it on his T33. So I definitely want to tandem with him. And, you know, but it was a fun experience to do it. You know, to do it for the first time. Again, I don't fly FPV that often, but I plan on taking this out a few more times to, you know, to have some fun with it, because it's a fun experience. The hardest parts with FPV is, you know, making sure you're flying straight and stuff. You know, you gotta obviously, you know, when I'm going up into those verticals, you can't really tell when you're looking at the sky if you're going. So I do like having so I put the rudder, I'll plug it in quick. So again, I put the, I mix, so what do I have here? Oh, I gotta get me a little JST battery. Hold on one second.
Please hold.
Oh, in that case behind you, Alex, should be my little, yeah, that one should be the battery case. I think I still have the same one. One of those little 450 JSTs I forgot to bring over here. But I'll plug in the aircraft. Here we go. I don't have it in there?
Maybe this one?
It should be in there. Should it not? They're not at the bottom of that little guy? Bring that case up here. Bring up the whole ammo case. I'll look through it. It's gotta be there. There we go. Ammo can. There it is, right on top. Like, come on, man.
It's dark over there.
Come on, man. So the way I worked it, so if you want to zoom in on this, Alex. So I cut out the guy's head. I think I showed this a while back, but you know, I recently finished it up. So I cut his head. I have a servo around inside his body, wrapped around his body. I just wanted to look a little more, you know, realistic, even though I cut the canopy off at the front just because I don't want the glare of the sun. But underneath, I just have, you know, the FPV system from old one that I had with the, you know, the aerial I put through a little hot glue to keep that down. And then I just went with, you know, a separate battery to power up the FPV, which I don't need to power up because I have no way of showing you that. But that battery just went right next to, you know, not affecting my CG in any sort of way. Let me put this down. And then I so I had it on the slider on the 10J. So I could have done that if I wanted to, which I didn't want to, you know, while I was in the air. So I just mixed it. I just mixed it to my rudder. I figure it'd just be easier, you know. I should be turning with rudder anyway, so I might as well, if I want to look, I might as well use it. And I think I put a 40% turn rate on the servo. I'll probably go even more on the next time. But either way, it was fun to do. You know, it's a good experience, and you could expect more FPV options from us, from Motion RC throughout this year, because if you notice in our coming soon, and I'd mention it, we have a lot of that ZOHD planes coming in, which are all pretty much FPV ready. You just need goggles, which we sell, so we have enough to get you going with those ones, but then we should have enough options for the guys who want to change up, you know, camera options and things like that. So it's exciting, and the FPV thing is one of those things I always say it's great. When you get into it, start with a plane you haven't flown in a while. You know, I feel like we all have those aircraft that, for whatever reason, you know, you don't expect the last time you brought it to the field to be the last time you've ever brought it to the field. Just other things come up, other planes, things like that, and you didn't not like that plane in the past, but you could give new life to something that you haven't flown in a while, is what I'm trying to say. You know, we all got our planes and we all like them.
What's up,
so,
Tom?
Tom DeVert, and you know what's mad? Tom's in here, and we had a Griffin and a Mirage, and I called it
Le Mirage?
I called it a Mirage when I should say Mirage, right? Le Mirage. That is Tom DeVert. Yeah, man. Miss you. But FPV's great, so back to what I was saying. It's just great to give an old plane new life, you know? It may want you to fly a plane. I wouldn't suggest starting with a jet. Jets, you know, land differently. I would say a high wing Cub, something like that. A trainer plane is great for FPV. A pusher, something like that. But, you know, work your way up. Anyone can do it. So, you know, and it's great. And the beauty about the way I set this up is that, you know, I mean, I just have one servo plugged into the channel 7 on this Futaba, but I could easily unplug this and go back to the regular canopy. So I didn't, you know, just buy yourself a separate canopy for whatever plane is if you can, or make one. You know, it doesn't matter what your plane looks like in the air when you're flying FPV. You're getting the experience, not everyone else. So, you know, you just make a balsa tray or something. You could cut it yourself and make it work. But either way, it was fun, and I'll do more on, you know, I'll get back out there with another video. Let me unplug this so I don't drive it off the table accidentally. And that's awesome. So then, guys, we'll move on to stock updates because it's already 1:03. And I like to try to keep the show to an hour in length, but I just want to mention, so first things first, the Black Horse stock, we got a lot of those models back, so that's Zero. If you guys wanted to get your hands on the big Zero that I've been enjoying here, that is available now, back in stock now. A lot of the bigger models, I think the Fairchild, a few of the ones that Doe 335, the L39, I know a lot of guys were interested in grabbing that L39 from Black Horse. That is back. The only two that came back and immediately left were the big FW190 and the big Corsair. The Spitfire is awesome. We're finally going to get out with that one. That was it. Episode 2 of last year, we unboxed the Spitfire, and Jason, who I love, he put like 2 different motors on it, and just every time he goes out, I can't go out. He goes out on Sundays on a different field, and he was actually afraid to fly that model at our field. Jason Miller, who, if you remember, he's been on some of our shows. But then he saw me flying the big Zero and he's like, how did you fly that? Under his mind, he thinks those are the biggest planes that ever flew at the CCRC. And I said, that's crazy. Guy Hurst, I answered that question on Squawk. The Black Horse P47, unfortunately, it's still a few months out. Again, Black Horse, and a lot of these balsa models, you gotta imagine it takes a lot more time to construct these planes. So I jumped the gun on showing that earlier than I should have. So it's gonna probably be middle of the year before that arrives on a container. Again, we're not Black Horse's only distributor. So they didn't have enough for our order this time. So, you know, unfortunately, it's just probably going to be middle of the year before that P47 comes in. So, you know, sorry to say it. So I'm probably not going to come back with another P47 video until the weather gets better and I could get, you know, more video on it. But that is the answer on the P47. It's coming, just not coming soon. But when it does come, because they, you know, the order's in with a couple of other Black Horse models that we haven't gotten on the site yet. So this container was restocking the ones we've already have on the site. The next container, the next 2 containers will be hopefully some newer stuff on there. So, you know, Black Horse has a lot of models that we don't carry yet that, you know, I want to carry in the future. So that'll be awesome. Ignacio, anything could be made, but soon, you know, that's artist thing. If you wanted an SU-57 in foam and somebody today decided they wanted to make it, you would see it probably 2 years from today, 18 months before you actually were able to purchase it and buy it. You know, all these RC companies, every time you see a new plane released, remember they're working 2 years ago. You know, probably. You know, maybe some could go faster than others, but that's about what you're working at. Yeah, Tom is a Gilmore owner. He's the first person I ever saw with the Gilmore years ago out there, and then another guy has one on Hobby Squawk and posts about it. That's one I would love to get my hands on. The way Tom flew it. What motor did you have? What engine did you have in that Gilmore, Tom? And is it still flying? I hope it's still flying. You got that beautiful field out there in the Netherlands. But that's awesome. But yeah, oh, and then the other stock update, the big one was EU guys. So EU guys, it's the Roban stuff. So we showed it at the beginning. We decided to add that to the beginning, but we got a lot of finally Roban helis for sale for you EU guys, which is awesome. So I know there's a big market for helis in Europe, and we got a lot of options. Some of these options aren't there. I don't think the American flag one's would be a hot seller in the EU, but you know, some of the other options are there. This is we just cut together a highlight of some of the Robans that we've seen over the past year or two on here. So just give you an idea, and then more will be on the way. But it was nice to finally get that stock over there for everybody in the EU. Your dad crashed his, so he's now flying yours. Oh, man. So we had a DLE 55 with a 20x10. All right, so that's a nice big honking motor. I remember that. I mean, you flew it so well. It was such a good-looking plane. Such a good-looking plane. All right, so we're on the questions answers. So I'm seeing questions. Guys, if you're going to ask a question, I would ask, just throw in some sort of emoji there so it pops out to me in the chat easier. But, you know, I hate looking at, I got to find a way to get it. If I could get the ring right here, I hate looking up. You know, the monitor is literally right above the screen, but it's obvious that I'm looking up. If I do it with my eyes.
Yeah, that's not helping.
That's not helping. But it's right there. But I'm reading it. So what are some questions? A DLG in the future, and that would be awesome. It depends. I mean, I don't know if the manufacturers that we work with would make one, but you know, if we can, again, we're always adding new brands. We're a distributor, so that would be awesome. I have some fun with DLGs at times, but it's not our specialty, if you will. It's like 3D planes. I don't know if you'd ever see a lot of 3D stuff from us. You know, it's very niched market. So some markets are just, you know, it's like DJI, right? Like nobody's selling drones anymore. Do people even want to even try to compete with that company at this point? Like, you know, their drones are pretty much the best if you're getting air to air, you know, slow video, that stuff. James, did you put cheater holes on your MiG-15? This one back here, I haven't flown it yet. I built it up. I still have the Crusader that I was going to unbox on a video because I want to retake out and do, you know, just re-update all the videos on all little 64s. So that's a plan for one day. I was thinking of doing a fun video where I have a battery in each one and just in one shot try to hand launch each one, do a flight land, you know, just chain them together, because there are 6 64mm park jets from Freewing that are the 3S ones, you know, no gear and stuff. So I may do that, but I haven't added anything to the MiG-15. Any news on the MiG-29? No, just more on the way. That's all I can say. at this point. We're just waiting on containers like everybody, like everybody is. Especially with the mad dash before Chinese New Year. James, if there was one model you could have made, I could have made, I would have made, show that Facebook Gulf stream with the Heineken cans. That would have been something I would make. But if there's like, a model that doesn't exist that I would like to see, I don't know, big foam Stucker or something. Like, I know Salt likes that. A big foam P40 that isn't already made. Something like that. I like the Warbirds to me. They're my favorite to fly. They go fast enough for me. They're not too slow for me. The romance of them, I'll always veer towards a Warbird. I like them. I like flying Warbirds more than I like flying jets. I like flying Warbirds more than I like flying gliders. The only other thing I really enjoy, aside from a Warbird, is like float flying. I do love flying off of water. That's always fun for me. Horror Gamer, I'm a collector and collect balsa and was just wondering why the massive price hikes on some of the VQ Nexa stuff. Is a sign of things to come with the import market. I have to look into that, Horror. I don't know what you're talking. I didn't notice any changes. Recently, I was only just going through them. I haven't noticed any sort of price changes. But over time, there'll always be price changes, and the world's a crazy place. But if you're talking about like recently, like did you mean you went yesterday and then today? I'll have to look into it. I don't have an answer for you right now, but yeah, I mean, over time, everything's going to get, prices are always going to go up on things, which is unfortunate, but it's just the tail of the tape. We had to deal with price increases, what was that, a year and a half ago? It just gets to the point where you can't, you can't hold it anymore. Everything goes up. James, if you do gas or nitro, miniature engine handbook. Okay. Danny Murphy, I'll look into that. What else is going on? Check out your last video. Tail camera FPV high wing on floats. I did that in the past. I had a V-tail aircraft that we put a little tray and put the camera on the back so I could see the entire wingspan of the plane as I was flying, and I love that. That was more third-person view, like if you play video games, rather than a from the nose, first person view. It's fun to have that three-way view, that third person view. It's awesome. Looking for, we need a Hawker Hunter 80 or 90. Yeah, that would be cool for sure. I want more single engine Warbirds. That's what I love. What else do we got? So guys, going through the questions, not seeing too many more questions, which is okay. So I think that moves us to our closing portion. Guys, again, we're so excited. I can't believe we're 2 weeks into the new year. It's only the second show. So, this show's going to grow. But remember, every show now we're moving towards that, the end of the year. We'll definitely do some giveaways for that. Upcoming, I'm excited. All you customizers, we're showing you stuff here. It's going to be so different from, remember, enter into March Madness, and we'll let you know when that happens. We do a March Madness, customization tournament, which will be awesome. So we'll let you know when that is coming. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but, hopefully it's finishing up that P40. We could maybe unbox something that I got. We'll figure out something for the show, and then obviously want to share all your stuff. So guys, everything you saw, all those YouTube channels, please head over to those guys' channels, give them subscribes, give them likes and subscribes. It's awesome. It surprises me when I see it, but it's awesome. And then I say, James, I want to get my 9-year-old son into EDFs. How does the F8 compare to the F105 or to the Mig 15? I think the F8, I don't think the F105 is the one you want to start with. I would say the Lippish of those, or the Sabre. Sabre and the F15, the Mig 15, I'm expecting it to fly virtually similar to the Sabre. They're great little flyers. The F105 likes to fly at more high speed, and you really got to give that one a good toss. Just the the way those wings are shaped. The Saber's also a good one. The Panther is also a good one. But I think of all those little 64s, the Lippish is probably the easiest to fly. But then again, I know a lot of people like to recommend 64mm jets as a beginner jet. I don't know, man. I think a 70mm with gear, like a Hawk or a Rebel, like the Rebel, to me, would be easier to start with than something small. You know, it's funny. Before I get out of here, I posted a video of me flying I posted a picture of the P40 on my maiden day, and somebody's like, oh, somebody comment, that's gonna be so much easier than the big Black Horse Zero. And in my head, I'm like, man, you know, no. Like, I remember flying old 1100mm Warbirds, and they could be so squirrely, and they give you a bad idea of, you know, of how things fly. Bigger is gonna fly better, and the same for a beginner. You know, like, it's more money, there's more damage there, but I think you'd be a whole lot easier flying a Rebel off of the, you know, and actually learning how to properly land. You know, these things are awesome. You could have a lot of fun with park jets. They're great to throw in the back of your car, toss. I'll bring them out, you know, a lot of times, and just they're my in-between while I'm waiting for batteries to charge. I'll toss one of those up just to have some fun, whip around. But, you know, yeah, like, I mean, you start with an Invanti, then you're going to actually get the real jet experience, and it's gonna float in, it's going to fly better, you'll see it better. Obviously, price is a concern, you know, and it's hard if you know, you don't want to start with failure, but, you know, I don't know if a 64mm jet, is what I'm trying to say, would be considered beginner. Just because it's small doesn't mean it's easy. Let's put it that way, you know? If all of what I said makes sense, you know, in there. But guys, that is, you know, that's it. Yeah, I mean, this would be a great beginner model, 80mm T33. I mean, if real pilots use T33s to train on, then, you know, certainly RC pilots would use them, but that's it. I mean, if you're starting someone out on anything, you got to look for trainer-style aircraft. But, you know, Rebel would be a good one to start on for a jet. It's just, you know, quick, easy, you got the gear, you get more practice with some switches, and you'll see it better. It should float a little better, would be less squirrely than other ones. Again, all set up right, so that's it. But, that'll do it for us, guys. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode 2. And who knows what we're going to do next Friday, but I'll be here, and I hope all of you are here. And thank you so much for joining. So that'll do it. Alex, drop the like and subscribe. It was already on it. And that'll do it, guys. So thanks for joining, and see you next week.